Ethiopian, well, nonetheless, Indians from India, they have a very vast level of insight on this Djinn um, family. Just like in Asia, they have a very vast insight. They have very vast insight on the Naga, the serpentine beings of Asia. You see, these Naga are contingent to the serpent of Eden as well. That's what they say. These Naga. Very wise masters. And they say that these Naga were the ones that came and gave this knowledge. And some of them, not all of them, because they have a very vast network of people. Not all of them are the same. There's different groups and denominations and types. They're just like we are. So different bloodlines, different, but all of the same species. And those that gave the knowledge were, I guess you could say, disinherited. They were disembodied, and they were not able to recreate themselves within this physical world. They had a threshold before they were just completely siphoned out, meaning that even in in the unseen realm, they had a threshold that they would need to that they would have being disembodied before they were just completely siphoned out of the cycle of things within this. It's kind of like, you go and you transition from a body to a non-body. And there's a threshold within that consciousness can be pervasive within this realm. Whether, I don't know if it has to do with your children being born of your vine and it allows you to have some sort of longevity in the invisible, or you're receiving some form of energy as far as attention is concerned. People remembering you, and it keeps you here, active here in the invisible realm. But whatever that was, God had established it so that they would be siphoned out after a certain amount of time. They could not be called upon in spirit for direction, for whatever. They would have reached that threshold where they would no longer be accessible, even though they were disembodied. And it is said that these are the ones that, some of them were the ones that had given this information. I need to brush up on that, and I need to, that's interesting. It's interesting that I'm focusing on that now and how it's played a role. It's very interesting. These beings are very conscious. They're not their way of teaching is through experience. That's how they teach. It's trial and error. It literally is. It's trial and error. It's not sit down at the table. I'm going to teach you today about the ABCs. And we're going to master that. And then we're going to grow from that to cursive. And then we're going to grow from that to reading novels. And it ain't that. But then it is that. It is that too. What's missing is that they're not doing it in a way that you will be able to trace it. There's no real table. The table is your path in life and the experiences you have. And there's no right or wrong decisions, because all the decisions that you have are going to lead you down a path that's going to teach you something about yourself and in turn about them. And they do this because they work through people. They got a vast network of people, friend. Just like God can use people to do goodness, and he has an abundance of people network of people that he could call upon at any time to assist you in moving in goodness and in righteousness. Friend, there's a whole network of people that can be called upon to assist you, or that can be called upon to hinder you and to do wickedness. And all will be used. All will be used dependent upon the paths you choose. But regardless, you will learn. You'll learn. These entities don't communicate like me and you on this app or face to face. It's not like that. They communicate inadvertently, and a lot of times inadvertently. And sometimes they can communicate directly in the form of thoughts. They use people. They stack experiences against themselves to speak a thing. This is intelligence. This is the intelligence that I'm speaking about. They can gauge where you are by way of your actions. That's how they know. Because you can have a lot of knowledge. You can have a curious mind and absorb all kinds of information. But how do you process it? At what rate and in what way? That's the part. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Talking about dragons and serpents and Djinn, for anybody that came late. The unseen realm. The spiritual realm. And how it relates to us.